November 9th. I'm Scott.
And I'm Rim.
And this is Geeknights. Tonight we discuss bathing and showering. Let's do this.
It took me not 1, not 2, but 3 hours to get to work today.
Oh, man. I got to work today faster than ever before.
Yeah, well, because you don't really go into a heavily populated area.
No, I go from a heavily populated area to a less populated area.
See, I would have been okay, because the only issue really was that the Sawmill River flooded after the torrential downpour the other day, which meant that the primary road I take to work was also flooded. Of course, they closed the road without telling anyone. There weren't signs or anything. The road was just closed, and no one knew what to do.
What about the workers in the sawmill? Did they have any trouble with their logs getting cut up or soggy or anything?
You know the Sawmill River is like 4 feet wide, right?
I know. I'm being silly about there actually being a sawmill there when
there used to be, 200 years ago.
Yeah. That was part of my joke.
Though the thing is, it would have been okay. That only added about an hour to my commute. So where did this magical, mystical third hour come from?
Idiots.
Completely unrelated to that, on the way to work, some jackass just hit someone else and spun out and blocked the entire Taconic Parkway for an hour.
I never would have thought that would happen.
And then later today, I was driving around for work, going to different places, and I saw 3 completely independent major accidents.
Yeah.
There seems to have been a sudden increase, at least anecdotally from my perspective, in major accidents on roads on which I travel.
Yeah, was it this morning?
I saw a nun yelling at a guy after she cut him off and got hit.
I think there was an accident on 52 this morning right in front of the Sunoco station.
Huh?
It was either this morning or yesterday morning. It's morning, so I don't really remember too well.
Really? You really don't know?
I don't know if it was today or yesterday.
What did you eat for dinner yesterday?
I
rest my
chicken.
case.
We had chicken and potato.
All right. What did we have the night before?
Pasta with sauce on it.
Uh-huh. You sure that wasn't the day before that, and then we just scrounged that other night?
I'm sure.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Captain Alzheimer of the USS something.
No, if I had Alzheimer, I'd be like, what am I doing now? What's his microphone here for? What's this again? Talking stick?
Yeah, but anyway, the interesting part about the whole
What's your name,
thing
Sonny?
was that I was coming in, and the road was closed directly in front of me, and there was a traffic light. And basically the only thing you can do here is turn left. So the light is red. I cannot legally turn left, even though there's no oncoming traffic. The lady behind me starts getting super pissed off that I'm not turning left. Now, normally I probably would have just run the red light. But if you look where I could have turned left onto the other road, traffic had filled that road all the way up to where I was. I would have run the red light and driven 5 feet. Not only was this lady honking continuously, but she started whining and yelling at me through her window. Come on! Come on! Just go! Just go! Come on! Come on! Come on! Come on!
I would have not gone until she stopped yelling.
No, I did better than that. I got out of my car, turned around, and took a picture of her. She got super pissed then, and she ran around me and cut me off and made that left turn. And sat there blocking the road because she couldn't get in. And then I just pulled up behind her when the light turned green and followed her for the next, 10 miles of this trip. Just kind of, sinking in the fact that she didn't really get anywhere other than frustrated by trying to make me run that red light. Why are people so, to paraphrase Penn Jillette, goddamn stupid?
Because they didn't get an education? I don't know.
No, she's obviously well-dressed. She was on her way to a white-collar job somewhere. She probably makes within $20,000 of what I make.
Probably. I don't know.
She was driving a really nice car. Well, not a nice car. She was driving a pseudo-nice car. She had some Lexus.
Yeah. Car that's, bit high on the prestige for people who care about that sort of thing, but everyone else goes, wow, look at that guy, just trying to look good, but doesn't actually know shit about cars.
I don't think I've ever known anyone that I was friends with who owned a Lexus on purpose.
Yeah, I can't think. Is there anyone who owns a Lexus because they think it's a good car and a good value for the money, and they don't buy it because it's some sort of prestige icon sort of thing?
See, it's kind of like we were talking about the Escalade or the H2 Hummer the other day, and how basically these sorts of cars are really just the equivalent of the old yellow badges from Nazi Germany, only instead of Jewish, they mean stupid.
Yeah, basically. Hey, someone made a purchasing decision because they're trying to impress other idiots who care about consumerism and whatever. I don't know.
I'm a consumer whore.
It's sort of
And
like,
how?
it's sort of weird. I could really see this contrast in my childhood because I was from New York, like, originally.
Well, you don't say you're from New York.
I lived there for like a whole year, but then I was in Connecticut.
Yeah.
What?
You can't remember a single thing from that year, can you?
I remember a couple things.
What? What do you remember from the ages of 0 to 1?
When my mom would bring me to that little park next to the apartment there.
Are you sure you remember that? Are you sure you're not just making it up? Because I remember distinctly being bitten by a dog, but my parents swear that it didn't happen when I was really, really young.
I'm not saying it happened. I'm just saying that's what I remember.
I remember a lot of things.
And my mom says I went to the park. But the point is I had a bunch of relatives in New York, so I was hanging out with New York people and Connecticut people. All Jews, all had a bunch of money, right?
Oh.
But the New York Jews, like for their bar and bat mitzvahs, they would put on the big show. They would be all showy with lots of jewelry and lots of fans. Yeah.
Jewelry.
Well, all the Jewish ladies from New York were like loaded with jewelry, and everyone really cared about this sort of, I have expensive things, so I'm better than you, all showing off. And all the Connecticut people, while they had just as much money, usually even more, they weren't so showy. They were much more utilitarian.
I've pretty much lived my life exactly the same way, regardless of how much money I've had.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, the only difference is on the bottom end of the scale of Rim's economic well-being, it got to the point where if it weren't for the charity of some friends, I probably would have starved to death. But
I don't think you would have died.
No, I wouldn't have died, but it would have sucked.
Yeah, you might have had to eat bad gruel from the homeless shelter.
It sucked anyway. I mean, there were many days in the pretty much right before I went on co-op and made, like $20,000, which was a lot when you're in college and you don't have any expenses other than ramen.
Ramen.
And I remember there were days where I'd wake up and I'd eat anything I could find in the house, which usually wasn't much. We'd have like one egg, so I'd cook it, and maybe a moldy English muffin that I'd toast real good and then eat. Or we had a freezer full of ice cream mochi, which lasted about one morning. And then I'd be on campus and I'd be hungry, and I couldn't afford to buy any food, so I'd be hungry until night, then I'd come home and eat some ramen.
All right, so what's the news say?
Oh, you want to get into the news? Because my news is totally uninteresting.
Whatever. We got to do a show.
All right, so the thing I actually want to talk about and my news are kind of related. They involve the pagan holiday that Christianity co-opted and turned into the birth of their Savior, Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
A.k.a. Christmas.
Yep.
The Yule Festival and all that.
Yep.
Now, for a long time, bit by bit, stores have been not saying things like Merry Christmas. They've been replacing everything with holiday sales and holiday stuff in order to avoid offending people. And now Wal Mart, the stalwart defenders of everything wonderful that they are, have decided that they are going to stand up against this tide of something by doing the opposite thing, and they're going to start saying Merry Christmas again, God damn it.
You know what? I don't like either one. I don't like Christmas because I don't like religion, and I don't like political correctness. So no matter what decision they make, I hate them either way. I basically hate everyone.
I don't celebrate Christmas. I haven't pretty much...
No, you know what? I would support them if they just didn't do anything for the holidays. They just ran their stores normal, didn't change their store into Christmas consumer hell, around the beginning of November. Just kept doing business
beginning
as
of November,
usual.
try the middle of October.
I know. But if they just ignored the holidays completely, then that is the only way to avoid my ire.
Well, it's really not easy to avoid your ire, Scott.
No, it is not. My ire is like a giant blanket covering the entire world.
You can't avoid 10 ires.
No, you can't.
Hey, Scott.
What?
Where were you originally born?
Mount...
Ireland?
No.
Ireland.
No.
Okay, anyway. But, you see, I don't care either way. I call it Christmas because I grew up in a family that celebrated Christmas in a 100% secular way. I also went to a Catholic school when I was very young where we'd have to go to church occasionally and pretend we believed in stuff. But Christmas was really more just the time when the whole family got together, and I always viewed it as such. And while I've never celebrated it as a religious holiday, until I went to college, I always celebrated it as a family holiday. Then I went to college, and I couldn't exactly travel around so often anymore to my family. Then half my family moved to Arizona, and then I moved to downstate New York. And last year, my Christmas celebrations consisted of talking about our podcast that we were starting, dealing with the fact that Scott set off the burglar alarm on our house, and we couldn't turn it off, during which time it called 911, and the police came.
No, I think the next door neighbor lady called 911.
Yeah, it also called in, I'm pretty sure, because I cut a phone line.
Yeah, who knows?
I cut a phone line and a bunch of power cables to it.
All right.
Yeah.
And we ate at a Chinese buffet.
Yeah, we ate at a mediocre Chinese buffet. That was the extent of my Christmas.
Yep, that's pretty typical.
Or the previous Christmas, where I decided I was going to fly home to Detroit and see my grandparents and my dad and my brother, and then every single flight I was on was canceled for reasons ranging from mechanical failure to workers striking to a blizzard, and I ended up spending an entire day, all of Christmas, at Newark Airport drinking free liquor, getting drunk, and being bored playing my DS.
Awesome.
That was an awesome Christmas, I tell you what. Then I got sick, and I went home and I played more DS while I was laying in bed sick in my studio apartment, all alone in Fishkill.
Good job.
That was the best Christmas ever. Then the dinosaurs came.
It can't be worse. I spent a Christmas once I was in Rochester. I didn't leave Rochester. I was living in Colony. No one was there. I think I went to China Gate alone.
I remember that. I felt bad for you because I went out to do something on Christmas, and then I came back, and you were still there.
Yeah. Hey.
Was that the year we went to Niagara Falls for New Year's?
It might have been.
Whatever.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's not worse than sitting in an airport all day or being sick in a box all day.
Yeah, though
I was in Colony. I had an OC3. No one else was clogging up the network. I had good food. I had money. I was warm. It was good times.
The best part was when they canceled my last flight, and I went up to the people, and I'm like, all right, fuckers. And I pretty much said it exactly those terms. I want my money back. They gave me my money back. And then I said, I want a ride home. And they said, we're not giving you a ride home. And then I said, you drove my ass from Stewart Airport an hour and a half to here. I don't have a car here. What do you want me to do? Buy me a cab. And they got pissed. But then they gave me an unlimited taxi voucher, and I got in a cab at Newark, and I said, take me to Stewart Airport. And he said, what? And I handed him this thing, and it was like $140 by the end. I didn't care.
And the guy, like the taxi guy, actually drove that far?
Yeah, not only did he drive that far, but I talked to him the whole time about how shitty my Christmas was.
Man, his Christmas is even shitter. He's like, man, I spent my Christmas in this fucking cab, driving really, really far away, talking to this loser. All right, my news. Stefan Eriksson. Oh, yeah. He's going to join the ranks of Sony and, what's his name? Jack Thompson in being in the news often.
Yeah, except Jack Thompson, I don't know, they're different levels of absurdity. This guy is absurd for awesome reasons.
Well, not really, but yeah, I think this guy actually going to be the last time he's in the news because this is the conclusion.
No. I guarantee he'll be in the news one more time, and that'll be when he gets shivved.
It could be when he gets shivved. All right, this is like the conclusion to this epic tale. So there's a guy named Stefan Eriksson, and he's a bad, corrupt mafia dude from Sweden, all right? And he decides to pull this big scam and make a video game system called the Gizmondo, which actually had a few interesting ideas in that it was a portable thing with a GPS and there'd be some GPS games. But no, it was just, everyone knew it was going to fail. It was ridiculed. It was crappy. No one had any expectations for it.
It was kind of like the that other fake console that didn't come out.
It was basically a big scam where he ripped off a bunch of investors.
Or, the PS3.
Right. So this is the guy who, he basically ran away to the U.S. He brought with him a Mercedes, like freaking McLaren or whatever.
A race car.
Yeah, and an Enzo Ferrari, of which there are only 400.
Well, now there's 399.
I think it's actually 398. Someone else crashed one.
Oh, good job.
Yeah, and those are that's like $1 million ultra rare amazing car. And he got drunk and he crashed the Enzo. And then weird shit happened. With
he started saying that someone else was driving
he
the
was
car.
said someone else named Dietrich was driving, but Dietrich was never found.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, these guys were posing as Homeland Security officers, and all kinds of weird shit was going down.
Someone tried to steal some of the wreckage of the car.
Yeah, he had a gun that was property of some sheriff's assistant, like a deputy sheriff in his house. It was just all fucked up. But now they got him, and he pleaded no contest to a bunch of charges.
Now, I like the idea of pleading no contest. You're basically saying, I may or may not have done whatever you're accusing me of, but I'm not going to fight it. That doesn't mean I'm saying I did it. It just means I'm going to accept whatever punishment. I'm not actually admitting to anything. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
No one cool ever pleads no contest. That's pretty much the way it goes.
So he pleaded no contest. And he's going to jail for, I think, 3 years, and he's paying a lot of money in fines. And after the 3 years, he's going to be deported back to Sweden, where they'll probably put him in jail again because he's an evil mafia dude.
Awesome.
Yeah, he's a drunken, bad guy, and he ruined a perfectly awesome car. I could have had that car.
No, you couldn't have.
Yeah, I could have.
I think you would have had trouble with that car. That car would have spelled bad news all around for you.
What kind of bad news would it have spelled?
You would have died within 5 minutes of turning on that car.
I would have just brought it over to Watkins Glen. I wouldn't have died over there.
Yeah, you would have.
No, I wouldn't.
Right into the wall.
I guess there is a wall, but I wouldn't go into it.
If you go in any direction long enough, you hit a wall or an ocean. Probably a wall.
Dude, I should have had it totally modded so it'd be one of those car boats.
What?
Like the Enzo car boat.
Should have totally had it modded. You didn't have it. That's quite a... It's like, if I'd had that Enzo, I would have totally... I should have... I did have that Enzo, and I should have done blah to it.
That's right. Okay.
Is that enough news for you?
I think it's enough news.
I think we covered the news.
Good God.
Things of the day.
How many things of the day?
2.
2?
2.
Not 3?
No, we don't have a third person here.
Oh, no. I guess that guy over there was just faking it.
What?
Never mind. Things of the day.
There's no guy over there.
Or is there?
Nah, there isn't.
Are you sure?
There's just a one-up mushroom.
Ah. That's what it is. The mushroom. Okay.
All right.
I was trying to be randomly crazy, but it didn't work.
No, it didn't work at all.
You suck.
That was pretty piss poor. I'm sorry.
Whatever.
I'm really sorry because it could have been funny. I don't know. Maybe if I'd done something different, like pretended there was a guy in the room with me.
Nah, it's not necessary.
Well, I guess there is a guy in the room because we've got Teller from Penn and Teller here.
Yeah.
Actually,
that joke isn't funny.
Actually, I thought the joke would have been funny, except that I don't listen to the radio. And apparently, according to Penn Jillette, every radio show he's ever been on ever has thought it'd be clever to act like Teller was there too, even when he wasn't. Like every guy ever thought they were being clever.
And none of them were.
Well, no, I guess they all were independently. They all discovered it independently, kind of like how 2 people discovered the light bulb at the same time.
All right. What's your thing of the day?
My thing of the day is this Flash game called Orbit.
I played it. It's good.
It's fun. I played it for about 5 minutes, and I could have played it longer if I had, no life and nothing better to do. It's one of those games that you just should play a little bit. It's not as fun as that drag sand around and then put oil in it and set it on fire.
Well, that's not really a game. That's more of a sandbox.
That's a game. Sandboxes are games. Games are sandboxes.
I guess. Not really, kind of.
Yeah, I made races between 2 trees to see which one would flourish.
Well, that's you created a game within the sandbox.
Yeah. The game was making a game.
Oh, I guess it doesn't have to be.
Yeah, anyway, it's a little fun game where you take a comet, you give it a little bit of velocity, and there's a bunch of planets on the board. And your goal is to make it orbit or generally avoid these planets for as long as possible. The planets during which are exerting gravity upon your little comet.
A lot of it is trial and error. Try a vector, doesn't work. Try a vector, doesn't work. Try a vector. It worked.
Though I thought I was all smooth because the first time I played it, the first 3 levels, 1, I got the bonus, skip a level bonus because I was so awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of by luck. Mostly by luck. But 2...
entirely by luck.
I wanted my comet to do really cool things, like go between 2 planets in a figure 8 kind of thing, and I pulled that off a whole bunch of times, and I thought, I figured this out. Then I realized that no, it was totally random. There was no amount of skill involved in that whatsoever.
Yeah, you tried to find a Lagrange point, and you totally didn't find one.
Well, as we determined, the Lagrange point was between 2 pixels, so fuck that game.
Yeah. All right. My thing today is a video from the Wii factory.
Wii.
Where they make Wiis, or at least where they package the Wiis, and where they also package the Wiimotes and the Zeldas. It's pretty impressive if you look at the rate at which they make Wiis and Zeldas.
It's literally, it's like Wii, a Wii, a Wii, a Wii. Zelda, 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 Zelda.
Well, it's more like Zelda, Zelda, Zelda. It's like a Zelda a second, all right? If I did the math, they got 10 days until this thing is out in stores. If they continue to keep this factory running and they actually are manufacturing things at the rate at which you see them manufactured in the video, they're going to make 800,000 plus more Wiis between now and when it comes out.
I mean, you see this line, this conveyor belt, and there's so many Wiis coming off of it at such a rate. And then, I kind of picture, what's the PS3 line looking like?
It's probably like PS3.
Broken PS3.
A PS3 missing a part.
Just like an empty box. It's
a
on
PS2.
I mean, really.
A GameCube.
They're making what now? Like 200,000 PS3s? They make that many Wiis in like a day or two.
In a few days, yeah. Yeah. Well, at least if the rate of this factory in the video is to be assumed. I'm sure there's like issues getting enough chips. Eventually this factory is going to run out of chips and they'll have to wait for another shipment.
Maybe
or who
not.
knows?
Because I'll say, when I worked at IBM, and, the factory pretty much was going at full steam 24/7 all the time. Nothing ever really got held up because there weren't enough of a chip because they planned that shit out. I mean, you plan. I could go into really cool detail about how factories plan, the way they'll figure out their inventory and how to track things through the factory in different paths.
Yeah.
All the fun stuff I learned at IBM that is in no way applicable to any job I'll ever want to have again.
Yeah, but this video might not even be the factory. It might just be the packaging and warehouse, because that's the only parts you actually see. Like, you see people taking Wiimotes that are already made and packaging them.
You see all the minimum wage workers dropping...
Yeah, this is the hilarious part of the video, is the minimum wage workers. Because this is one guy who has the saddest job in the world, and his face is so sad. All he does is Wiis in cardboard boxes come down a conveyor belt. And the conveyor belt is wide enough for 2 Wii boxes side by side. But the Wii boxes come down one at a time. And now they could easily make some sort of little mechanism to put the Wii boxes side by side in rows of 2, 2 by 2 instead of 1 by 1. This guy is using his hands to move the Wii boxes to make them 2 by 2. Instead of 1 by 1.
See, now that's a big thing in factories. Well, first off, this guy looks really, really sad.
He is so sad. Like, I just feel bad looking at him. Like, oh, man, where did your life go wrong?
Well, it harkens back to when I had that factory job working for what? I think it was Pillsbury.
Yeah.
Well, when I say I had a factory job, I worked there for exactly 8 hours total. In one shift. And my job, this is when I was really poor at RIT, and I took a whole bunch of temp jobs. I worked as a Jewish caterer a bunch of times, which was actually kind of fun.
Yeah.
But I had to stand there, and there was this giant machine that was making cinnamon apple pies, like frozen apple pies, like full-size pies that would be put up by Pillsbury. At a rate, it was literally pie, 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 pie. And it was...
That's quite a bunch of pies.
For a full 8 hours, just pies are coming out of this thing.
Are people eating pies at that rate? That's insane.
I don't even know, but it was literally, it was like all these different chutes at the end and all these people ready to box them. So the one pie would come down one slot and be like pie, 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 down all these different slots. And by the time it got back to the first slot, the first guy had just boxed one of the pies.
Oh, man.
Like, if anyone fucked up at all, they'd blow a whistle, the whole thing would stop, they'd yell at someone, and then it would start again.
Oh, wow.
My job was that there were these tins, the pie tins. I would load up thousands and thousands of them, like by ripping them out of boxes, stacking them up, carry them over, and dump them in the top of this hopper. That was my That was my entire job.
I got a hopper.
A hopper, hey Jerry.
I got a hopper.
Yeah. So for 8 hours one day, with a half-hour break for lunch and 2 15-minute union-mandated breaks for whatever, I carried pie tins and dropped them in a hopper.
Wow.
Yeah, factory jobs suck. Anytime I see a factory job, it reminds me not to complain about my job at all.
The thing is, for someone out there, for a lot of people out there, they probably could have fun with a factory job.
Oh, yeah, because once you get used to that, you can just hang out with the people in the factory and all the really, really poor people working in this Pillsbury factory, because they were making like the bare minimum wage at this place. And I think I was making 10 cents above that because I was a contractor for that one day. But they really seemed to enjoy themselves running around yelling at each other. They had this whole kind of camaraderie thing going.
Yeah. I mean, just today I was listening to it wasn't really a podcast. It was a recording of a radio show, but they podcasted it, of my man Doug Rushkoff, and someone was interviewing about his newest book about think inside the box instead of outside the box. I forget what the book's called. I have the book. I won it from him. He signed it. I haven't read it yet.
Yeah, you won it from. You wrote that essay.
I didn't write an essay. It was just it was a little contest. I answered a question. But anyway, he was talking about that there was a guy who was a trash man, but he really enjoyed being a trash man, and he optimized his trash truck so much and the way he picks up trash that the union got pissed because he was making his route too quickly.
See, I'm not going to get on a rant here.
But I think the rant we would make about that is obvious.
Yeah, so I think Otakon has the same problem. Pretty much a lot of things I run into, more and more, I'm running into union problems, and I don't like it.
No, I don't. All right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this Wii factory, pretty cool, with all the Wiis and all the Zelda games. Minimum wage workers, hilarious.
I hope that guy at least gets a Wii.
Yeah.
Because that guy looked different from all the other people. I think he made a little bit more money.
Okay.
Because he was the only guy doing his job, but there was a gaggle of people doing the other jobs.
I don't know, but they weren't making much.
Plus his badge, I think, was a different color. It was like yellowish. But that might have just been your monitor.
Who knows? Okay.
Yeah, so you kind of picked our topic for today, so I think you can introduce this.
Okay.
Because I had a different idea about what to talk about.
We had no idea what to talk about today, so suddenly we came up with the idea of talking about showering and bathing.
In an entirely non-sexual way.
Yes. Because, apparently there's a lot of geeks out there who don't know how to shower and bathe properly.
However,
and also, even if you do know how to shower and bathe properly, and you do so, there are many hilarious anecdotes that can go along with such a simple, everyday task.
Yeah, I think back to an episode of Seinfeld where Kramer was talking about how it takes him forever to get ready in the morning. Like, they're going to go somewhere, and they're like, Kramer, just go take a shower and we'll go. And he's like, what? I need 2 hours. And they're like, what? And it turns out that Kramer just didn't actually know how to shower. So he asked Jerry for help, and they get in the bathtub the shower with bathing suits on, and Jerry shows him how to shower. Like, don't wash each part of the body and rinse it. Wash the whole body, then rinse the whole body. And it was actually a really funny episode.
Yeah, there's many other things to talk about, too, like water pressure and hard water and soft water. Remember the episode where they had the hair was on? Seinfeld actually talks about this topic quite a bit.
Because it's a really important topic in New York City.
Yeah, I guess it is. Low flow.
I don't like this one bit.
I don't like it one bit.
Plus, we got that new technology to talk about. We'll save that.
I think that's how we came up with the idea for this episode.
Yeah, even though I wanted to talk about bad professors and teachers, but Scott decided, and I kind of agree now, that we should probably think on that, because I got to make sure I remember all the
I'd have to go through it grade by grade, writing down teachers and what they did wrong.
Well, I had a lot of nuns as teachers.
Oh.
And one of them was a millionaire who gave up her fortune. Really.
Wow.
And you know what? She didn't look very happy.
Okay, so showering and bathing. How do you take a shower?
Well, Scott and I have very different shower procedures in ways that the more I've lived with him, the more I've learned that we're very different in that way. One, aside from all that, I have very long hair. So showering is a 15-minute deal for me, and then another half hour at least worth of dealing with my hair.
Yeah, and sometimes you don't even deal with the hair.
Oh, yeah, if I need to take a quick shower, I wash all of my body except the hair.
See, I shampoo every time.
See, I can't, because once my hair gets wet, I either have to do stuff to it or put on a hat.
Yeah.
Plus, if I shower at night and I get my hair wet, I can't really go to bed with wet hair. And I can't quickly dry my hair. It takes a long time for my hair to dry.
Yeah, see, I just shampoo every time. The thing is, my showers can either be 1-minute affairs in which I clean myself in the shortest amount of time possible, Or they can be like 5 to 10 minute affairs where I wake up in the morning in the shower. Or they can be longer where I spend a lot of time just relaxing in the hot water going, ah.
Yeah, I've often taken very long showers just for the fun of it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if the only consolation I guess I could ever have if I got cancer and I had to go through chemotherapy was that if I lost all my hair and I ended up being bald, showering, I could wake up an hour later and still make it to work on time. I could shave and shower inside of 5 minutes.
I kind of want to be bald for the comfort. The only reason I don't is...
I'll shave your head.
No.
I'll shave your head.
Is because then there would be problems when the hair grew back.
No, you just keep shaving it. What if you look like Yasu?
I don't think I look like Yasu.
You could probably pull it off if you shaved all the hair from the neck up and you wore dark sunglasses and smoked black cigarettes.
No, it's not going to happen.
And we're awesome, and we're in a rock band.
Well, I'm awesome, but I'm not in a rock band. Okay, so... my shower procedure is pretty simple.
I didn't actually tell my shower procedure.
Oh, okay.
I guess you can do yours.
Mine's real simple, so I'll go first, right?
Yeah, because Captain doesn't use a washcloth, just rubs...
Hey, I use a sponge.
Yeah, that's a recent development. For most of your life, apparently, you would just take a bar of soap and rub it all over your body.
What's wrong with that?
That's not how you shower.
That's how they shower in all the commercials on TV.
Yeah, you know what? That's not how humans shower.
Why not?
You're not supposed to shower that way.
Why not?
It doesn't work so well.
It works just fine. I'm very clean.
See, I was the opposite, Tech, in that I rarely use soap.
Ugh.
My whole life, I never really use soap when I shower. And you know what? I smell just fine.
Anyway, I get in the shower, I turn on the bathtub part, and then I turn on the shower part, but I sure to aim it away from me so I don't get wet right away. I got to make sure the temperature's just right. You know, because sometimes you turn the water on right away, and it'll be the first time the shower's been turned on in the morning. So it'll be cold, 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 warm, 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 warm.
The worst is when you're taking a shower in an unfamiliar bathroom.
Oh, God.
Because every bathroom has its own little, mystery of how it works. Like the spots where it is and the thresholds and how hot the hot water is and how cold the cold water is. And
the worst is if you can't, you turn the shower on, then it blasts you. I always jump, even though I know it's coming. And that's why I have to have the handheld one so I can aim it away from myself.
The worst is, some are real loose. You turn the thing half a turn and the temperature barely changes. And then there's some where you just kind of tap the top of it with your pinky and it's 10 degrees hotter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course, it also doesn't help that our house, we have a somewhat small water heater. It's a mini water heater. So in order to have, and also the water heater is hooked in with our heat because we have gas heat that heats water and pumps it through radiators all around the house. Modern good radiators, not old shitty steam radiators.
Yeah, it's an okay system.
Yeah, it's actually a really good system. It saves us a lot of money in the winter.
Yep.
But as a result, our hot water is just shy of boiling. You can just use our tap to cook ramen.
Probably.
Our tap will scald you. If you just turn on our hot water and get it on your skin, it is dangerous.
Yeah, I like it that way.
I like it that way too, because we've never run out of hot water.
Yeah, so I get in the shower. I get all, I let the warm water heat me up. It feels good. I get my hair wet, what hair I have at the time. And then I get some shampoo and I go, whooshy, 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 and I rinse it out. And then, depending on what kind of a rush I'm in, if I'm not in a rush, I take out my sponge and I put some soap on it, and then I go, whooshy, 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 whooshy.
See, I'm glad that you have added the sponge to your repertoire.
I don't know what the sponge feels nice, but I don't see how it, that much different.
Because it scrapes your skin, it exfoliates, it pulls off.
Oh, whatever. That's just a bunch of womanly whatnot.
No.
Yeah.
Are you saying that exfoliation doesn't actually happen?
No, I'm saying it's all a bunch of BS crap they use to sell shit at the bed bath and whatever
Scott,
bath store in the mall.
You can exfoliate with your hands and water.
Anyway. So, and then if I'm in a rush, though, I just take a bar of soap and I rub it on myself, and then I run away.
That doesn't work so well.
It works just fine. And then, I'll take if I have a shower massaging thing that I can take off the hook, which I do.
I don't want to hear about what you do with that.
I just clean down. See, you got to have one of those because how else can you clean down under where the shower can't hit? I don't understand. Like they just have a shower head mounted on the wall. There's no way to get that to hit you in the taint unless you stand upside down in the shower.
Actually, what I've done on numerous occasions is I'm actually kind of flexible for considering that I'm a 24 or 25-year-old guy. I'm 24, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
24-year-old guy.
You're going to be 25 real soon.
Yeah, I am. But I can pretty much lift my leg high enough and stand at an angle to wash my taint.
No, I don't. If I can't get water to blast into the taint, I'll just...
See, I'll kind of go like this. I'm doing it right now.
Oh, God.
I'm wearing clothes. But see, you can't do this shit.
I could do that shit.
No, you couldn't.
But I don't want to.
You couldn't do that.
What I'll do is
You couldn't do what I just did.
I'll just take soap and rub it down there, and then I'll cup water with my hands and splash it.
Or I'll get down like this.
That's no good.
It works really well.
Another option is to just, get the sponge and rub it down there, or, I could turn the tub on and then, get down into the tub blaster, just lay down in the shower, but that's kind of gross if the shower hasn't been cleaned recently.
Which it's kind of dirty in there.
Yeah. The tub part is still really clean.
No, it's not. There's stuff growing down there again.
There's nothing growing on there.
There's a big stain.
No, it's better than it ever's been.
No, it's not. It's right back to the way it was.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
I'll bring in 2 objective witnesses tomorrow.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, yeah, so I clean my hair. I clean the rest of my body. I make sure I clean my feet, in between the toes and behind the ears and all that good stuff.
That's something that bothers me. Because while you've had a couple of funguses on your feet are pretty good. They don't smell bad usually. They
smell bad if I'm wearing sneakers all day and running around and sweating in my socks. And then at the end of the day, I go, ah.
But I saw statistics a while ago that apparently 80% of Americans have moderate to serious fungus problems on their feet and their toenails.
Whoa. Look at my toenails. Look clean, clear, white.
Yeah.
It's white and pink. Those are the only colors you
see.
can
I go
see.
a step further, and I'm dead serious. My feet almost never smell at all, and numerous people have pointed this out to me. They just never smell like anything. I blame mostly the fact that I'm always barefoot and I wash my feet, but I can't understand how so many people have such disgusting feet. Wash them.
Yeah.
That's all you gotta do.
Get soap on the feet, rub them a little bit, get soap between the toes, and then take your handheld shower massager and blast your feet so that they get all the shit off.
Well, I think that one of the other big keys is to not really paint your toenails.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't understand why women do that. I don't want to turn the topic of the show into toenail painting, but do you think toenail painting is attractive?
I am mostly indifferent to it.
That's what I'm saying, is that most guys are completely indifferent to toenail painting. They don't care if they're painted or not. There's a few guys, I'm sure, that have, a toenail painting fetish, but most guys that I know are indifferent.
Well,
yet women insist on doing it, some paying a lot of money for pedicures.
You know what, though?
Like
a lot of awesome women don't.
Yeah.
And a pedicure is a lot different from painting a nail.
I know, but
I like pedicures.
It's usually pedicure followed by nail painting and all kinds of craziness.
Actually, I should go get a pedicure.
I mean, I don't even like hand fingernails,
See, I generally dislike makeup. I like
me too.
non-makeup. Granted, makeup is cool. If you're going to a formal ball, a fancy party, it's cool to get all dressed up.
Well, if you're going to be on TV or on stage or in a movie.
I have worn makeup on several occasions. Wow, that stopped the show.
You know how I know you're gay?
No, but way back when the RIT Anime Club, I was guaranteed to be president. I'd been on the e-board. Everyone knew me. Everyone loved me. But I was actually living way out of town during the elections, so I couldn't give a speech or anything. And it didn't matter because I was running unopposed, but then someone decided to run against me. So there was no danger of me losing, but I had to give a little speech and videotape it and mail it back to Rochester so they could show it to the club, where I basically said, all right, everyone, vote for me. And I actually put on some makeup so I'd look better, because my camera was kind of shitty and the light was really shitty, and I recorded it once and I looked kind of a bit shit. So I powdered my face and then I put on a little bit and I looked a lot better, and then I did it. Take 2.
So what's your shower methodology, Mr. Fancy Pants?
All right, fancy pants. Now, all right, so I get in the shower. Well, first, I lay in my room and I do as many sit-ups as I can until I
What
can't
does that have to do
sit-ups.
with showering?
Because then I get all sweaty. And it wakes me up real quick, so I don't wake up in the shower.
All right.
And then, I go into the shower. I set up
I
all my
wake up
stuff.
in the shower.
I usually brush my teeth first before I get in the shower.
Huh.
That way I'm done with it. It's out of the way. It's done. That taste that you wake up with in the morning is already gone.
See, in the shower, I let because the blast pretty hard. I'm all about high water pressure, so I let the shower blast into my mouth, And then I brush the teeth.
You know why I don't? Because all that fungus growing in that nasty, busted old shower head.
No, there's not fungus growing in there.
Yeah, there is.
It's fine.
It's there. There's a lot of mold and other things growing in it.
Whatever.
I'll show it to you.
Yeah, whatever.
You want me to show it to you? Do you believe it's there? I'll bet you $5 it's there.
It's not going to hurt you.
No, probably not. But I'd rather just brush my teeth.
Anyway.
And then, while I'm brushing my teeth, about halfway through, I turn on the tub on hot. That way all the cold water in the pipe gets rushed out like a bum.
See, my problem is I go in and I pee and I flush, and then I jump in the shower right away, and now I got to wait.
Oh, see, I just pee in the shower.
I don't do that.
I always pee in the shower. If I shower, I probably pee. All right, I'll make the Seinfeld argument, the George Costanza argument. It's all tubes.
See, you know what the thing is? If I go into the bathroom to shower, I have an urge to pee. Like, if I go in, I pee, then I just walk out of the bathroom and walk back in immediately. Like, I'm going to shower, I'll have to pee again, no matter what.
Really?
And like a one drop of pee will come out, and then I can get in the shower.
Wow.
It's like my body knows when I go into a bathroom, and the pee sensor just turns on automatically. I don't know how it works, but it must be some connection there. Like, entering a bathroom, gotta pee.
See, I pretty much so the hot water's going, and then I finish brushing my teeth, and right about then is when the scalding water comes out.
Like, if I was running away from the police and they chased me into a bathroom, I'd have to pee.
Huh.
Yeah. All right, continue.
See, I wonder, though, if you had that urge and the police, would you just pee your pants?
I might pee the police.
Because
if I'm in a bathroom, it's probably a dead end, so it's time to give up. But if I'm going to give up, I'm going to pee on the police.
I cannot pee my pants. Furthermore, I cannot,
I could if I just sat there and held it in forever and I was in a car on a long trip and there's nowhere to stop. I would eventually no longer be able to hold it after a long period of time.
Or if I got punched in the gut.
Oh, of course, that would immediately spill it out.
But no, there were a couple times where I'd be driving on a long road trip, and I'd have a large empty water bottle or something, and I'm making good time. I don't want to stop. So I'd try to pee into something. And I found that I simply could not bring my body to open that little orifice and let my dragon drain when I was in a car or in any place other than a place for peeing. Now, a tree is a place for peeing. Pretty much any open space is a place for peeing.
Yeah.
But if I'm sitting down in a car, can't pee.
I've never tried it. I'll have to try it sometime.
It's actually it takes a little bit more logistical planning to.
I imagine the hardest part would be continuing to drive safely.
No, really easy actually, because it was Canada. It was a straight, flat road in the middle of the night.
That'll do it.
With cruise control. Like, there wasn't even a chance at deer. It's just nothing. I mean, maybe I'll run into a Tim Hortons.
So how do you shower?
Oh, yeah, showers. So I get that water pretty much one step away from burning me to death. And I stand there for a good 5 minutes just,
Yeah, I love that. It's like the best feeling, except for drinking orange juice, which is a better feeling. And, of course...
See, sometimes I'll drink orange juice and do all that before I get in the shower.
Oh, no, I can't do that.
I'll run downstairs, I'll drink a giant glass of orange juice, then I'll come up.
No, I can't do it. I got to drink it right before I leave the house.
It's absolutely great.
It's no good. All right.
So then I'll be in the shower, hot water. And I, rub my body down, relax a bit. And then I take the shampoo, of which I have 3 different kinds that I alternate.
Whatever. It's all the same shit.
No, it's not, because I actually... in about 2.5 seasons out of the year, I'll get dandruff. So I use Selsun Blue once or twice a week, because that is like fucking dandruff death right there. That kills all the dandruff.
Well, the T-gel kills the dandruff, but that gives you cancer also.
Yeah, because it contains, I forget what it contains.
Coal tar.
Yeah, coal tar.
Whatever it's called.
Selsun Blue actually works better than that stuff anyway.
Yeah?
According to several studies.
Well, it depends on... There's different causes of dandruff. It depends.
Well, the most common cause of dandruff is a fungus.
Yeah, so if you got the fungus one, the Selsun Blue works great. If you have the other kinds of dandruff...
You should go to a doctor because you've got problems.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I use the Selsun once or twice a week. I use Head & Shoulders most other days. And about once a week, I use this other shampoo just to wash it, just to kind of balance it out. And also, see, I say that, but it's mostly just because that's my travel shampoo. And it's a big thing, so I just kind of use it occasionally because it's there.
I forgot to mention what soaps and shampoos I use.
Oh, you can get to that later.
All right.
Because you wanted to know how I shower.
Okay.
Because And that's how I know you're gay.
Okay, whatever.
Asking Rim how he showers.
What the
This was all just some elaborate scheme to get me to describe myself in the shower.
No, it wasn't. Not at all.
I don't know.
Anyway,
You came up with
continue.
this.
But we're gonna run out of time.
Yeah, it's got continue.
Okay.
Proceed.
Yeah.
All right. So then I shampoo my hair with whatever shampoo I'm going to use, and I leave it in for like 5 minutes. While that's going on, I take a washcloth, and I rub my whole body down real well. Most specifically, to paraphrase George Carlin, armpits, asshole, crotch.
Armpits, asshole, crotch, and then teeth.
Well, I don't wash my teeth in the shower.
I know, but those are the important bits.
Yes.
Armpits, asshole, crotch, and teeth.
And for the vast majority of my showers, for my whole life, I didn't use any soap. I just rub myself down with really hot water and a clean washcloth. Now, lately, I'll use shampoo because it acts more as kind of a fragrance and I smell nice for the rest of the day, as opposed to smelling like nothing. And also, lately, because I've been exercising a lot, and I've been doing anaerobic exercise since I'm lifting weights now, and I've found that when I lift weights, my sweat is quite a bit more foul than when I do anything else.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to be the way it rolls. So if I lift weight, I get some smelly sweat. So I use soap then to make sure that all goes away. But if I go running, I smell normal. I just happen to be sweaty.
Mm.
Then I rinse all that off of me. Then I rinse out the shampoo. Then I dick around for a while, enjoy the hot water some more, rub myself down again. You know, I enjoy my showers.
Rubbing yourself down.
Not in that way. I can't really masturbate in the morning, if that's what you're getting at.
No, I can't do it in the morning either.
Yeah, because it's there. It's ready to go.
Well, no, it's like if there's a morning wood and you go for it, it doesn't work. I mean, it works, but it doesn't work in a good way.
It just sucks.
Yeah, morning wood is not useful.
No, it's useful.
Well, it's useful for pleasuring women, but not for pleasuring yourself.
So anyway.
Yeah.
Then I load up on the conditioner. I use like 8 different kinds.
Oh, God.
Not like all at once. Like, I'll use one until it runs out, then I buy a different one until it runs out, I buy a different until it runs out. And I have this kind of random cycle where I buy whatever one smelled nice at the time.
That's usually my judgment, is which one smells
So
good.
recently I bought some Suave conditioner for men, and it totally sucks.
All right.
It's terrible conditioner. It seems to be designed...
Swave.
Yeah.
I
It just
like
doesn't
to
work.
call it swave.
Then I leave that in for a while, and I enjoy the hot water again. At that point, I usually wash my face and start soaking my stubble in preparation for the shave.
Yeah, if I'm going to shave, I totally just stand with my face, like, getting blasted by hot water from the shower for, like, a whole minute. And then I jump out and shave.
And then, here's the trick. I set it to cool or coldish water, and I rinse my hair.
Mm-hmm.
And then I do this occasionally because it's a really awesome adrenaline rush. I'll just turn that full-on cold water and stand under it.
Yeah, if you need to wake up, like, in the morning, the best thing to do, I only do this, like, if I'm super sleepy and I have to wake up real quick, is you just go in there, you stand in the nice warm water, and you just take the knob and you go, cold normal. Like,
No, you're a goddamn pansy if that's what you do. You stand there in the water on hot, and you deliberately put your hand on the dial, jerk it all the way to cold, and don't move your ass.
And like 5 seconds later, you're like, fuck!
In fact, you know what? I have never not yelled fuck when I've done that. Because I don't do it often, because I think this will feel really good after I get over what I've just done to myself. But without fail, fucking shit.
See, the thing is,
balls.
it's so much worse if you have it done hot and then cold and then hot, as opposed to if you just turned it cold in the first place. You ever done that experiment where you have like a bucket of warm water and a bucket of cold water? Like, go do this if you're curious. Take 2 buckets. Fill one bucket with perfectly lukewarm tap water, like room temperature water. Take another bucket and put cold water with a bunch of ice in it, like freaking freezing cold water, right? Put your hand in the warm water. It will feel warm. Then put that same hand in the ice water. It will feel freezing cold. Now take your other hand that you didn't use yet and put it in the ice cold water. It'll be cold, but not as cold as it felt with the other hand a minute ago. Now take that hand and put it in the perfectly lukewarm water. It will feel hot, like ow. Your temperature sensors are all relative. They're not absolute, which can get you into trouble sometimes. But in the shower, you set it to hot and then cold. Oh, man.
Though I got to say, it's weird because in the summer, like, I'll often take a cool shower.
Oh, yeah.
But even then, I have to start with a hot shower.
Yeah.
I can't start with cold water. unless it's 100 degrees and I'm in the sun.
Well, the thing is, if it's 100 degrees and you're in the sun, the water's actually heating up, so you need the cool water. Yeah. All right. So what shampoos do I use?
Yeah, we'll wrap this up. We've gone on a while.
So most recently, I've been using all the Suave, like, for men shampoos and soaps and things, but I think they discontinued most of them. I was buying them because they were cheap, and they smelled okay. They smelled kind of manly. But now I think most recently I bought, like, Suave, completely normal shampoo that smells like apples, which is cool because I like apples.
Uh-huh.
And when I need a bar of soap, I always get Coast. And if Coast is not available, I get Irish Spring.
See, it's weird because I actually really prefer lavender or lilac. I really like anything that has lilac smell.
Yeah, because you're a woman.
Okay.
Yeah. I just get apples or maybe like strawberries or melons.
Yeah, and apples and strawberries are so much more manly, Captain Man.
Fruit is
yeah.
Fruit is more manly than flowers.
I don't know. Lilacs are awesome.
They're not manly.
Yeah, they are. They're so manly.
Yeah.
To use my favorite phrase, it's like two Vikings having sex.
Yeah. All right. Are we done talking about showers or
I
not?
think we're done talking about this. Hopefully next time we'll do, I don't know, my idea where we're talking about bad professors we've had.
All I need to do is spend like a half hour, maybe not even a half hour, just like a few minutes to think about all the teachers I've had throughout the years.
See, I haven't had so many bad teachers. I've just had really mediocre teachers.
Yeah, I haven't had anyone who was evil. Like, I've had some teachers who were, like, good, but there was a bad aspect.
I dropped out of, like, 4 classes just because I didn't like the cut of the teacher's jib.
Okay, we're done.
This has been Geek Nights with Rim and Scott. Special thanks to DJ Pretzel for the opening music.
Be sure to visit our website at www.frontrowcrew.com, where you'll find show notes, links, our awesome forum, a link to our Frapper map, and links to all the RSS feeds.
We say feeds plural because Geek Nights airs 4 nights a week, covering 4 different brands of geekery. Mondays are science and technology. Tuesdays, we have video games, board games, and RPGs. Wednesdays are anime, manga, comic nights. And Thursdays are the catch-alls for various rants and tomfoolery.
You can send us feedback by email to geeknights@frontrowcrew.com. Or you can send audio feedback via Audio. Just click the link that says Send Me an Audio on the right side of our website.
If you like what you hear, you can catch the last 100 episodes in iTunes or in your favorite podcatcher. For the complete archives, visit the website, which has everything.
Geeknights is distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial Share-alike 2.5 license. This means you can do whatever you want with it as long as you give us credit, don't make money, and share it in kind. Geeknights is recorded live with no studio and no audience. But unlike those other late shows, it's actually recorded at night.